Okay, good afternoon to all the students. Can listen or not?
Can,
Can my screen you can see
can.
Okay, so today I still continue with the 6.1 because we need to discuss about the factor for the electrolysis. So the first one we already discussed about the electrochemical series. Okay, for the arrangement for the active for the metal, and also some of the um, anion and also cation. That one is active and also non-active for electrolysis. So today we need to continue for the second one. There's a concentrations. Okay, so from here, we got one of the experiment you need to write in the report. So for the student, you write in the report. So from here today, I want to continue the lesson, still the same. There's a 6.1. Okay, there still is a electrochemistry, but this one is a series number 3 lah. We're talking about the factor. So from here, let's see here the factor. Before that, we learned already. The first one is the positions. Position, we already learned about the chemical series that will affect the electrolysis. Okay, today we need to learn is a concentration of the electrolyte. Okay, concentrations. So now we're going to see what is the concentrations. Okay, concentration of the electrolyte. The first one is the concentration of ions in the electrolyte also will affect the selection of the ions to be discharged. Okay, so the first one is follow the arrangement for discharge. Now we also concentration also is one of the factor to help the ions to be discharged faster. So from here we go through more concentrations. Concentration means kepekatan. Okay, more concentration negative ions in an electrolyte are more likely to be discharged. For the negative ions, if they are more concentrations, example 0.1 mole and another one is a 0.001 mole. Sure, the 0.1 is more concentration. So that means for the negative ion, they will depends on the concentrations. Okay, for the anode only, for the anode, because negative ion, they want to find anode. Okay, positive ion to be discharged at the cathode, they're still influenced by the position of the positive ion in the electrochemical series. So that means for the cathode, they still follow the series, follow the arrangement for the series. Okay, but the negative, they will more focus to the concentration. If concentration is higher, that means they don't care about the series. How you go to arrange also never mind. I just follow the concentration. If you are stronger, that means I just follow. Okay, you are stronger, that means you are easy to discharge. Okay, that one is for the anode, for the negative ion. Positive ion is opposite. That means they still follow the electrochemical series. Okay, now we go and see one by one. Okay, this one is what we learned before for the electrochemical series. Okay, for the cation and also the anion, there's a difference. Okay, then hopefully you got memorized the arrangement. Which one is the first? Normally, which one is the second? Okay, most you need to concentrate is the hydrogen. Normally, they're using the hydrogen to compare to the others. Okay, after that, the hydroxide. Hydroxide is a OH. Normally, the hydroxide and sodium, they always do the comparison. Okay, hydrogen and copper, sometimes they will do comparison. So remember the copper is below 1. Hydrogen is up a bit. Okay, so we go through, see the concentrations. Okay, electrolysis concentration. Now you got two. One is a concentration sodium chloride. Okay, solution. Another one is a dilute sodium chloride solution. We got two solution now. One is a concentration sodium. Another one is a dilute. So from here, they ask you what are the ion present here. Okay, we got how many ion is present here? We got 4 ions. First, in front one sure is a positive. So sodium ion sure is a positive ions. Okay, after that chloride ion is a behind one. That one sure is a negative ions. Okay, after that, when they just mix together, they produce what? Hydrogen ion. Hydrogen sure is a positive one. Okay, then the hydroxide is a negative one. Okay, remember when they just mix together, sure got hydrogen and also the hydroxide. Then you see the name at the in front one, sure that one is a positive ions. Then the chloride is a behind one. That one is a negative ions. So that means now we got 4 ions now. Okay, now we're going to see what are the ions that will be discharged at the cathode. Cathode is what? Cathode is a negative electrode. So that means the positive ion go to find electrode lah. Go to find the negative electrode lah. Is it? So sodium we go to find. Another one is a hydrogen. Then we go to find the cathode. So from here we just answer cathode is a negative electrode. So from here positive charge is what? Sodium and hydrogen. So these 2 ions that will go to the cathode. Okay, so cathode is a negative. Negative, we're talking about what? Concentration. Remember, just now I say concentration for the negative electrode. They don't care about the electromagnetic for the series. They don't care about arrangement. When the concentration is stronger, then they will follow. Okay, now you see hydrogen ions, they will discharge because the hydrogen is less electropositive compared to the sodium ions. Okay, if don't have any concentration, they sure follow the electrochemical series. So from here you can see hydrogen gas compare with the sodium. Okay, for arrangement you can see the electrochemical series. Hydrogen is a bottom, then after that is a sodium. Sodium is a number 2. So hydrogen is a bottom, so they sure be easy to discharge. Okay, because the hydrogen ion is less electropositive compared to the sodium. Okay, hydrogen gas is produced when the hydrogen ion just discharge, they produce a hydrogen gas. How we know there's a hydrogen gas? We're using one of the wooden, okay, got fire. After that, you put inside the test tube. Okay, if there's a hydrogen, they will produce one of the sound, there's a pop. Okay, pop sound, they want to test about got hydrogen or no hydrogen. If you don't have any pop sound, that means that not hydrogen. Okay, so this one is a normal. We still not yet go to concentrations. We never mention how many more. Okay, we just do the for the arrangement for the series chemical. Okay, they still follow the arrangement. Okay, now we go to the second part. What are the ions that will be discharged at the anode? Okay, anode is a positive electrode. Okay, positive electrode, we see what happened. Okay, anode is a positive electrode. So from here, negative charge. From here is a chloride and also hydroxide. Okay, just now 2 positive, then another 2 should be the negative. Okay, so from here, the negative ion discharge at the anode is influenced by concentration of the negative ion in the electrode. For the anode, they will follow concentrations. Okay, for the cathode, then never mind. They straightforward follow the arrangement. So from here, just now we go through to this part. This part, anode. Anode, they no need to care about the follow. They just follow concentration. Okay, just now this one is a cathode. Cathode, they follow arrangement. So cathode is a negative electrode, positive charge go to cathode. But the anode is a positive electrode. So that means the negative charge, they will go to find the anode. So remember, you remember the word anode only. At the anode, there will depends concentrations. Okay, at the anode mass concentrations. Okay, so from here, I continue for this one. For the anode, okay, what are the ions will be discharged at the anode positive electrode? So that means positive electrode, they will attract the negative ion. So from here, what will happen at the anode? They will depends on the concentrations, okay, of the negative ion in the electrode. So that means I don't care how your arrangement for the electrochemical series. They don't care about that. Important, when your concentration is stronger, that means you will discharge. Okay, for the anode part. Cathode part, just normal. Okay, so from here, you can see this part. Okay, concentration chloride is 1. 1 mole already is high. Okay, this one we call cubic. That's decimal. Okay, we call cubic decimeter. Okay, D is decimeter. So cubic means cube lah. You got cube. So you see this part. Concentration of the chloride. Okay, now the chloride is a high concentration because there's a 1. Okay, compared to the hydroxide. So from here, you see when the mole just high, that means the chloride, they got high concentration compared to the hydroxide. Okay, so from here, chloride ion, the chloride ion will be discharged even though the position of the chloride ion is higher than the hydroxide. So we check. Hydroxide is the bottom. Where's the chloride? Chloride is a number 4. Okay, but now they say which one discharge? Okay, so you see this part is a concentration. That means we're talking about the anode lah. We didn't talking about the cathode already. We're just talking about the anode because they want to focus for concentration. So from here, the concentration for the chloride is higher than hydroxide. Okay, when the mole just higher, so we just say about the chloride is a higher. Okay, later you can see, later we take the concentration is lower one. That means we just talking chloride concentration will drop. Now it's higher, so we take the chloride is more than hydroxide. Okay, so from here, although the chloride is arrangement is number 4, hydroxide is the bottom one. Okay, but this part we want to talking about concentration, kepekatan larutan. So that means we don't care. We don't care the arrangement. We just say the chloride ion will be discharged even though the position of the chloride ion is higher than the hydroxide ion in the electrochemical series. So we don't care about that. So we just focus to the concentration. So from here, what happened? The chlorine gas is produced at the anode. Okay, so we focus to the anode. We don't talking about cathode already. Cathode is the first factor. Okay, now it's the second factor about the concentrations. Okay, then we continue. When I using the concentration is low, what happened? Okay, now it's a concentration is very low already. Dilute sodium chloride. So only 0.0001 mole cubic decimeter, very small already. So from here, we just can mention now the concentration of the chloride, you are lower than the hydroxide because you are 0.001. Just now is 0.1. Okay, 0.1 is higher, so the chloride will higher than hydroxide. So when you see the mole become less, that means the chloride already less mole. So that means the concentration for the chloride ion already dropped, okay, compared to the hydroxide. So from here, hydroxide will be discharged. If you see the concentration become drop, so that means the hydroxide will be discharged first, okay, because there's a less electronegative. When you find the concentration become drop, that means we follow the table. We follow the table again. Electrochemical series. So you find the dioxide is the bottom, then the chloride is the top, so hydroxide will be discharged. Okay? So concentration stronger, we just focus. We don't care arrangement. When your concentration just low, then we no choice. We follow the first factor. There's a chemical series, follow the arrangement. So from here, the dioxide is the bottom. So they will discharge first because there's a less electronegative. Okay, electronegative compared to the chlorine ions. Okay, so from here, what happened? Oxygen gas is produced at the anode. Okay, so the hydroxide will produce an oxygen gas at the anode. How to test this oxygen? We're using the wooden roaming, the wood, they got one of the stick, wooden stick. After that, you never go to heat it, never go for fire, just only heat only. There are just a little bit of flame lah. Okay, red color. When you just put inside the test tube, you find the test tube will light up again. Okay, make the fire become stronger. Means inside the test tube is a oxygen. Okay, hydrogen is a pot. Oxygen means they will help to be fire stronger. That one is an oxygen. So from here, you need to differentiate concentrations. Okay, we just focus to the anode. Okay, concentration is stronger, so we just see which one stronger, then we take it. Okay, if the concentration is very low, that means we still follow the arrangement. Which one will be more lower, then we go to discharge first. Okay, lower means electronegative, or you say electropositive. Okay, so from here, this one is the differences. Okay, what you need to do, this one experiment. I think from the textbook you got, you just copy only for the aim. Okay, to study the effect of the concentration of the ions in the electrolyte on the selection of the ion to be discharged at the anode. So we focus to the anode. How does the concentration for the hydrochloric acid influence the selection of the ion to be discharged in the anode? They need to select it, which one we want to discharge. So ion with the higher concentration that will be selected to be discharged at the anode. So from here, the manipulator we just control is a concentration. Okay, we focus like you want to using how many more is depend for yours. So that one is your manipulate variable. Responding is what their products at the anode we cannot control. Okay, which one they want to discharge we also cannot control. Okay, constant we using electrode. The two electrode must be constant. Okay, don't one is thicker, one is the smaller. Different type also will be affected. So the type must be electrode must be constant. Normally we're using carbon. Okay, after that, we're using first one mole. Okay, later you repeat it, we're using 0.0001 mole. Also same solution, hydrochloric acid. Both also same. After that, we're using the wooden sprinter. Later, we need to test what gas they produce. So you need to copy from the aim until material. Okay, so the next one sure is a apparatus. Okay, they're using the battery, then you're using carbon electrode, then connecting wire, crocodile clip, electrolytic cell, emitter, test tube, litmus paper, and switch. So litmus paper is one of the paper that got red color, they got blue color. They want to test acid or also alkaline. Later they want to test. So from here you can see the test tube. Later when you just on, that means discharge one will produce the gas lah. Okay, so we see the procedure, prepare apparatus. Okay, so you need to say how many more you want to prepare. So the first one you need to mention manipulate variable. Okay, how many more? So you fill in completely 2 test tube with the 1 mole of the hydrochloric acid. Okay, both also same. After that, you need to invert the balik. Now you turn on the switch. Observe and record the changes which occur at the anode. They want you focus to the anode only. Focus here only, anode positive. Okay, now turn off the switch when the test tube is almost filled in the gas. Okay, when the gas just fill in, the liquid will drop, is it? So until full, then you drop lah. Okay, when you're full already, then you off the switch. Okay, number 5, test any gas release using the glowing wooden sprinter. Okay, after that, you also test by using a blue and also red litmus paper. Okay, observe and record the result for the gas test. Repeat. Okay, repeat. Now we replace a 1 mole, becomes 0.0001 mole of the hydrochloric acid. Okay, so that means you need to copy until 7. Procedure. Okay, after procedure, sure is a result. Okay, result I already show you. Okay, later. So we go to explain the litmus paper first. Okay, now I'm using blue. I go to test. Place a piece of the blue litmus paper close to the mouth of the test tube. Okay, if the blue litmus paper they turn to the red, okay, what's the meaning? Mean the test tube inside the gas is acidic. The gas got acid, so they turn become red color. Okay, if the color of the moist blue litmus paper bleach means a chain become white color. Okay, white color. So the gas inside is a halogen gas. Okay, halogen gas is one of the, I think you got periodic table, is it? From 4 you learn about the periodic table. So the number 7, the whole column is a halogen gas. There's a nitrogen gas. So that means if you get there's a no color, that means the blue color chain become white color. So that means inside is a halogen gas. And the last one, if blue color, no changes, do not change any color. So that means the gas inside is a alkaline, or you can say neutral. Okay, there's a neutral, no acid and no alkaline. Okay, if you're using red color, you go to test. Okay, if you're using the red color, you go to test. Okay, so the first one, if you find it red color, the turn become blue. Means that one is an alkaline. Okay, if the red color they never change, that means they will become acid. They're still acid. Okay, so this one is what differences if you're using blue and red color, you go to test. So this one is about the litmus paper lah. Different color, that means they got different meanings. So when it just turn become red, so understood that one is a acid. Okay, blue is a alkaline. Okay, so we continue to the just now the result. Okay, the observations. Okay, you can see the observation we test by 2. Oh, sorry, this one you have me to change become 1. Not 2 more. We're using 1 only. So the first one we test by 0.0001. They want this one is a low concentrations. Okay, low concentration. You see the observation at the anode only for the anode. Okay, bubble of the colorless gas that will release. Okay, that will release. The gas really relight the glowing of the wooden sprinter. That means the wooden sprinter, they only got glowing, not fire lah, maybe got sprinter only. Then after that, when they just put inside the test tube, wow, they make it become more lighter. So that one is what? Oxygen gas produced. Okay, so for this one is a low concentration. That means we follow the range, follow the electrochemical series. That means the oxide, hydroxide, they will go to discharge. Okay, so they produce oxygen. Okay, if I'm using the high concentrations, okay, if you are using high concentration, so that means they never follow arrangement. Okay, they just find which one is a high concentration, they straightforward discharge. Okay, so from here they say the greenish yellow gas, okay, will be the smell just like very sharp one. Okay, when you just smell it, there's a sharp gas to produce. Then you smell it, they feel it uncomfortable. That one is a pungent gas. Okay, so they got green color, greenish yellow color to come out with the pungent smell. So was given out. So the gas can turn the blue litmus paper to the red. So that means what they produce? They produce is an acid. Okay, from the blue become red color. Then after that, okay, this one we call it what gas? There's a chlorine gas. Okay, it's released in the anode. So this one is a comparison chloride and also the hydroxide, is it? So from here they choose the chloride, hydrochloride. The chloride go to discharge because the hydrochloride is more concentration compared to the hydroxide. So that means, remember, when the concentration is low, we just follow the arrangement. If the concentration is high, that means that one, the chemical chloride that we're using become the discharge object. Okay, they will take the chlorine become discharged compared to the hydroxide. So finally, they produce is a chlorine gas. Okay, so you remember the chlorine gas when it just come out, sure is a greenish yellow. Okay, a little bit brown color lah. Okay, and the smell is an acid smell. Okay, we call it pungent smell. Okay, so this one is what different for the concentrations. Okay, see the observation, we got discussion. You can see your textbook got some of the question is here. So I already type here. I also discuss together. So that means later you can get the answer from here. Okay, what's the difference in the concentration chlorine ions, chlorine ions? There's a Cl between the 1 mole for the cubic decimeter, hydrochloric acid HCl, and also the another mole is a 0.001. Okay, hydrochloric acid also. Okay, so from here they ask you what's the difference. The difference sure is a concentration difference, is it? So from here the answer is concentration of the chloride ions. Okay, the chloride is it? Ions, and also the hydrochloric acid is a different mole. So from here you can see the 1 mole is higher than the 0.001 mole of the hydrochloric. So they ask you what's the difference. So we just mentioned about the concentrations. One is 1 mole, another one is so many zero in front, the mole. So this one is the answer for the first question. Okay, let's see the second question. Based on the just now experiment, there's a 6.3. Okay, name the products formed at the anode. The question only asks about the anode when I just want to focus on concentration. So when one mole means high concentrations. High concentration, that means we focus to the chloride. Hydrochloride, that means the chloride. So from here, they ask you what you can name the products, what products to produce. So at the 1 mole, they produce is a chlorine gas. Okay, because they produce a greenish yellow, remember? The greenish yellow gas. Okay, at the low concentration, what they produce? They produce is a oxygen gas. Okay, then we continue with number 3 question. Name the ion selected be discharged at the anode. Okay, which one will be selected to discharge? Okay, if 1 more high concentration, okay, which one will be discharged? So 1 more high concentration, that means we no need follow the arrangement lah. It's straightforward. The answer must be chloride. Chloride ions will be choose. Okay, just chlorine ions. Okay, for the low concentration, that means we still follow the arrangement. So that means now we're using hydroxide. Hydroxide, then we go choose to discharge for the anode. Okay, so the chlorine discharge they produce is a chlorine gas. Hydroxide discharge they produce is a oxygen. Okay, so conclusion, must to write accepted lah. Hypothesis accepted. Okay, then we see ion with higher concentration will be chosen to be discharged at the anode. So this one is a conclusion. We need to prove. Okay, so from here we get it. The concentration is higher, then they will choose to be discharged, but at the anode only, not talking about the cathode. Okay, so this one is a second factor. So today we just discussed about the second factor. What you need to do, have you see I send you in the Google Classroom? They got one of the exercise about the 6.1 and also the 6.2 factor. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you,
Okay,
teacher.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, teacher.
You got extra class
Yes,
later?
thank you, teacher.
Okay. Okay, bye.